Hello guys, welcome back. I want us to proceed with today's lesson from where we have ended. If you can remember well, we have ended in skill program 1 on our activity number 10, of which it was the last activity of the module. So today I want us to proceed with skills program number 2, looking at our first activity of skills program 2. So I'll make an appeal that each and every one of you please be next to your notes, be next to your textbook, so that we can flow together. So with me here I've got two activities. If you can check, I've got activity number 1 from our first book, of which it's dwell more on appropriate development strategies. Not forgetting our activity number 2 that state that we must list at least 6 important areas of learning and development. Let's check activity number 1. With activity number 1, it says active learning experiences. Let's hear from our books or your books what does active learning experiences mean. It says developmentally appropriate program promotes children active exploration of environment. Children manipulate real objects and learn through hands-on direct experiences. And curriculum provide opportunities for children to explore, reflect, interact, and communicate. So what they're trying to explain here, or what the active learning experiences mean, it's simply meaning that it's a program that helps children to promote their active exploration, looking at how they explore, how they reflect, and how they interact. Not forgetting last but not least of which is communication, how they communicate. So this is what we call active learning experiences. Let's check on our number 2. We have what we call the varied instruction strategies. Varied instruction strategies. With varied instruction strategies, it says developmentally appropriate practice that encourages to use of the instruction strategies to meet the learning needs of children, such as approach may include the process, writing, instructional, guided reading, moded reading, cooperative learning, dependent learning, and active learning, of which are the peers coaching and tutoring teachers-led instructions, looking at 2 things, of which it's thematic instruction and the project. So with this one of varied instruction, this is where we found the various departments or various skills where we have to develop the kids on. So number 1 of them, we have what we call the writing. When we are developing the children from writing, it falls under the varied instruction strategy, not forgetting the skills instruction. Meaning that are the students be able to take the instruction? Do they have that skill when we give them the instruction? That's an instructional skill. The other one is guided reading. When we want the kids to read when we are busy guiding them. Meaning that it will be an ECD practitioner who will be telling the kids what to do and what not to do, where to read and what not to be supposed to be read. So the other one we have got the model writing, cooperative learning, independent learning. Independent learning, we mean that automatically, like we leave the kids and we say, do this by yourself, and they do it for themselves. That's why we'll be checking the scale of the independent learning. So the last one is thematic. The thematic part, it has got something to do with mathematics or numeracy. That's why we'll be developing the kids in maths, or developing the kids in numeracy, where we'll be teaching them how to count, maybe counting from 1 up to 5, 1 up to 10, 10 up to 20. Then this is where we're saying we are developing them in a thematic way. That was our second instruction, or the strategy. We have number 3. It says balance between teacher-directed and child-directed activity. Balance between teacher-directed and child-directed activity. If you can check here, we have got 2 people who are playing part on this one. Number 1 is a teacher, number 2 is a child. So we have got 2 people who are playing the role. So the teacher, it's us, the ECD practitioners, and the child, they're the one that need to be developed. So we have to make sure that we have got activities that we direct to them. And when we give them those activities, we must make sure that there's balance. Balance must be there. Meaning that we as ECD practitioners, we have to make sure that we give the kids activities. And the kids also must make sure that they do what? They do their activities. Then that's where we'll find the weight balance. Now things are balancing. The teacher has gave the work and the kid has done the work. Now we have got the balance when it comes to directed activities. Then let's check number 4. We have got integrated curriculum. Integrated curriculum. It says from your book that an integrated curriculum is one that connects diverse areas of study by cutting across subject matters line and emphasizing unifying concept. It combines many subject areas into cohesive unit study that are meaningful to the students. So with this one of integrated curriculum, guys, we all know that when we are busy working in our workplace, we'll be dealing with the curriculum. Some used to call it a syllabus. So now we all know that when we speak of the curriculum that is being enrolled in ECD, it's CAPS. That's what it's being enrolled in ECD. So what I'm trying to say is that as an ECD practitioner, you have to make sure that whatever that you are giving kids is related to the curriculum. You must not go beyond the curriculum. But what you have to do is to make sure that whatever that you are giving to the kids develops the kids according to the curriculum. That's our another strategy. Let's go and check our last strategy, of which it's learning centers. Our last strategy is learning centers. So let's hear from your notes that what are the learning centers. It says that learning centers are independent stations set up through the the center. They will be go and decided to amongst time to spend there. Then it says the learning center approach provides a time when the child explore and practice skills to their own satisfaction. These centers provide child and opportunities for hand-on learning and open-ended activities. So when we are talking of the learning centers, guys, this is where we found the kids at. For example, in most of the schools, you find that they have got 3 or more learning centers. 3 examples that I can give of the learning center. Number 1 is a classroom. A classroom is referred as a learning center. That's where we know that the kids will come, they'll sit down, and the ECD practitioner will teach them. Then number 2, we have got a sports ground, where we know that if the kids have to play, e.g., it's either they want to play soccer, we take the kids out to a sports ground. That's where they'll be able to play. It's either it's netball or it's soccer, it's rugby or whatever sport that they'll be doing there. Then learning center, my last example on the learning center, I can give the computer lab, We know that when the students want now to work with the computers, we take them to a right center, of which is computer lab. That's where they'll be dealing with the computers. So this is the learning centers example, or those that I've mentioned, they are the learning centers example. So guys, this was our activity number 1. Now I want us to focus on activity number 2 that says list 6 important areas of learning and development. So we are going to look at our point number 1 that says personal, social, and emotional development. So we as ECD practitioners, guys, when we are going to develop the kids in personal, social, and emotional, we are going to be focusing on how the kids behave in the classroom. For example, you may find out there are some kids that come from their places being abused. So when they arrive at school, when you start to teach, they start crying. So those kids need you to intervene as an ECD practitioner and help them when it comes to the personal, social, and emotional, so that they can be well developed. Let's check our point number 2, of which it's communication, language, and literacy. Communication, language, and literacy. With communication, language, and literacy, we are focusing on writing and reading. So we must be able to train the kids, the phonics, how to write the phonics, how to form the words, how to write the sentences, how to write the paragraphs, how to read the novels or the other stories. So that one falls under the development of communication, language, and literacy. And not forgetting even teach them how to say some things. We can also use songs to teach them to communicate. They start reading using the songs. For example, summer, autumn, winter, spring. By them singing out those things, then it helps them to spell them out when you are asking them questions in the classroom. So let's check our point number 3. It says knowledge and understanding of the world. Knowledge and understanding of the world. This one in the upper grade, it starts as a social sciences, and then when it goes to the high schools, it's changed to the history. So it has got nothing to do with maths. It's just you telling them about the villages to differentiate what is a village, what is a town, what is a community. So you are telling them different sections of the world. So the cities, they must be able to name the cities. They must be able to name the town and the cities. So this is how we develop the children in the knowledge and understanding of the world. So let's check another one. It's physical development. Physical development. Normally the first one that I can give as an example in physical development, let's start from at their places before they leave to school. So with the physical one, that's where you will be teaching them that in the morning when they wake up, they must brush their teeth, they must bath, they must wear the clothes and come to school. That's also the part of the physical one. Then the other one, it can be the sports. They're at school when they are doing the athletics. They're at school when they're doing the dramas. They're at school when they are playing soccer or any kind of an activity that has got something to do with exercise. That's what we call the physical development. Let's go and check the last one. It's last but not least. It's creative development. So with this one of creative development, that's where we check the skill of the learner when it comes to creativity. When it comes to creativity, normally the subject that deals with this one, it's arts and culture. With arts and culture, that's where we'll be asking the kids to do the project, some other time to do the painting, the cutting and sorting. So these are the creativity part. So all of these 6 are the important areas where we'll be doing or dealing with when we are teaching the kids or developing the kids as ECD practitioners. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Let's meet again in our next video when we proceed with some of the activities. Thank you and have a good day.